I've decided to do ayahuasca in Costa Rica. And I don't know if you know what ayahuasca is. It's plant medicine. It's when they take the bark of the ayahuasca tree and they mix it with some sort of kahuna shrub, which I don't think that's the right word, but it's they mix it together and they make this kind of really thick potion. And both of these plants are hallucinogenic. So you take this medicine under the supervision of a proper shaman, and apparently you have hallucinations as well as a lot of other things. So the reason that people do it, I'm not saying they're my reasons, but the reasons people do it is that it can expand your consciousness, expand your awareness about more of who you are. And of course, that's what I teach. You know, I teach that the larger aspect of you is non-physical. So it's really aligned with that. So if I'm going to have an experience of that, wow, that's really going to inform my work, my life, everything. It's also really good for addiction. And got to be honest, I have got a rather addictive personality. I'm a bit all or nothing. And I definitely have an addiction to coffee. The other reason that people do it is that it can heal past trauma. And I work with people, I help people to release their past trauma. And I think over the years, I've had a lot of trauma in my own life. And I've done a lot of work on myself, and I was just ready, I think, to experience a deeper way of working with my own trauma. So I've got a number of really good reasons for wanting to do it. And there are a few vain ones as well. Like apparently, you know, you get like psychic surgery. So that sounds good. So I should come out looking really, really young. And I've got a bit of rheumatism on my big toe, you know, somewhere. And I just thought that would be cool if that could be healed by doing this. Now, you're either thinking, oh, wow, this is interesting, or she is nuts. And this is the reaction I'm getting from people. You know, it really polarizes people because it is an extreme thing to do. And I think there are a few reported deaths from people who've done it. So I've chosen to do it in a place called Rhythmia in Costa Rica. And it's all kind of under medical supervision. And I suppose that, you know, I've been thinking about this for a long time, since 2011, I reckon, when I first heard somebody speak about it. And when they told me that you vomit a lot and it gives you chronic diarrhea, it didn't really sell it to me that much. I was just completely like, no, I'm not going to do that. And then suddenly I heard different people were doing it, and it became much more dominant in my awareness. And then this year I went to see friends of mine, Dave and Jackie Cooper, up in Huddersfield. And they're really out there people. You know, they really live their truth, and they run Beachy Jacks, which is a yoga retreat. And they actually said to me, you're doing this with us in December. Now, I don't really necessarily respond well to being told what to do, but there was something about their vibration and their want for me to do this to really help me that I just said yes. So I'm feeling pretty scared, if I'm honest, pretty terrified. And there's quite a lot of preparation that you have to do. You have to abstain from alcohol, meat. So that's not too much of a problem. Sex is definitely not a problem at the moment. Also, coffee and caffeine. And I have a major coffee addiction. It's just ironic that I now want to take a sip of coffee, excuse me. So I've tried for years to really kick the coffee habit, because I really want to walk my talk when it comes to well-being. And I know that the amounts of coffee that I drink, it's addictive. And I know that it's not good for me. And I also know that I can't do cold turkey. I tried it a couple of times and it's like literally withdrawal symptoms of drugs. So I've asked for the help and support and advice of, she is my kind of well-being guru that I go to whenever I need to do something like this, Kim Rain. And her mission is to get me off coffee by the end of November. So I'm drinking loads before I actually start, which is tomorrow. And the plan is to drink 2 cups a day for a week, then to go on 1 for a week, and then to start phasing it out that way. And I have to do that because otherwise it will give me chronic headaches. So there's lots of other things to do. There's really being clear on my objectives and reasons and my intentions. I've been told by Gerald Powell, who is the founder of Rhythmia, to expect miracles. And I rather like that because that's what I tell my clients when they come and do breakthroughs with me. They all say, oh, we've got really high expectations. And I just say, expect miracles. So, of course, when I saw that Gerald Powell was actually saying expect miracles, it just felt like a synchronistic moment. And the reason for doing this diary is I think a lot of people in the West now are wanting to understand it better. And there's a lot of fear around it. It's actually illegal to do in this country. So I want to do this journaling with you and on a monthly basis. But, on my YouTube channel, I will be doing regular updates, particularly when I'm there and afterwards. If I'm up for it, I might be a completely different person when I come back. And of course, I'm bound to look about 20, so that's going to be rather cool. So, yeah, I think that's all I want to say at this point. Challenge number 1 is give up the coffee.